What is up, everybody? I'm Nolex Given here with some Solforge Sundays. Let's hop back into the campaign against Reclusa, and as a little bit of a refresher, we have got Visions of the Circle, Stegodon Boneyard. When one of your dinos is destroyed, your other creatures get +2 attack, and then we have the Aloyan Foundry, which is what made me record a little bit extra on the previous video. Let me center this camera as well here. That's looking a little bit better. And now, the choices that we have, somehow that slowed my computer down. When one of your Utera creatures comes into play, your non-Utera creatures get +2/+2. I think that could work. What else do we have? All of your creatures are also warriors. I feel like that might be a little bit late in the game for the captain's arsenal, and the last one is going to be at the start of the first turn. Oh, so we could start with not only the Aloyan Foundry, but also a Spirit of Sorrow, which says when an adjacent creature is destroyed, deal 4 damage to the enemy player, you get 4 health. I don't think that that's that good. It's good to have some chip damage going in over time, but I just realized that this actually seems pretty dang good with the Aloyan Foundry. Not with the Aloyan Foundry itself, but with Ambriel. So I think I'm going to go for Burrowers, not borrowers, burrowers, like a digger. Burrower's Boon, and then when Lightning Tamer plays an elemental, it deals 1 damage to all of your creatures. Not bad. Brick starts the game with a Brix's Workshop in play. I know I've seen that before, but don't remember what that means. And Muthral starts the game with Impending Doom in play, and all zombies come into play with +3 health. Let's maybe just take the Lightning Tamer. It does going to be Lightning Tamer is going to be able to easily kill all of my tokens and things that I make. Let's just give him a Brick's Workshop. I got no clue what that means. But Brick's, sure, you can have your workshop. I know we've seen this before, but I'm not going to be able to remember all of these different things. So I get an Aloyan Foundry first, and then they get to choose where their workshop is. Oof, that's a bummer. But we'll play that here. And actually, being able to just give this +2/+2 does seem good as well. Brix's Workshop, is this like they have to play Metamines here? No, your creatures in this lane are also robots. And when you play a robot, you get to counter, and then when there's 5 counters, transform it. When you play a creature in this lane, give it +3/+3. Okay. So, Transcendent Biologist is interesting because it allows me to play 2 Utera minions, or 2 Utera cards, which will then be able to give this +4/+4. I'm kind of interested in Energy Surge, level up the bear to start. And then I might still play the biologist. Oh, but you know what? Yeah, getting some replacing going so that way we can tick up this Aloyan Foundry, I think is going to be good. So let's start with the gizmo here. I actually want to read... What is this again? Stealth. When this damages a player, upgrade a card in your hand, then discard it. No way to stop that here. That's unfortunate. We can at least set up to maybe stop it next turn with the Metamind Overseer, so I think I am going to go for that. Let's level up the bear. It's like almost a Goo Goo Dolls song. It's like Dizzy Up the Girl or something. Give your robots 3 armor this turn. That is totally fine. We're going to play a Gizmo and a little Gizmo baby. So we are setting up to flip over Ambriel next turn. And then I'll start to play some Utera creatures because a 5/5 with that 5 armor I think is going to be useful. But this lines up pretty well for now. Do we have a mage? We do not. But I don't mind the combat Techno Hulk, how it lines up here. There's also an incentive to play Relentless Wanderers, play the Wisp, and then override the Wisp with the Techno Hulk. So that way I get Aloyan Foundry online. Let's try it. This might be a little bit overkill. I could also just play... No, I like this. I like this. Oh, does it give a random Utera creature the +2/+2? No, it gives all my Utera creatures +2/+2. All my non-Utera. Oh, wow. Hold on then. Wow. Okay, this is kind of crazy if that's the case. Like, maybe I just want to play Combat Techno Hulk here first? Or here first? I don't think there's any way to do this where I start getting the bonuses on Ambriel, but I do think I want to get Relentless Wanderers into play, and... Wow, yeah, that's really, really fantastic. I'll just throw this down, and that's going to pump them up additionally, but that's crazy good. I want to get Ambriel ticking ASAP here. So we're going to throw down the Combat Techno Hulk, which will survive this, though we could move it over to trade with the Battle Droid in Brix's workshop. I don't think that that's super useful, though. Let's just battle like this. My opponent will get to play one more card here, and they've got a 6/10. Brix's Workshop almost online, however, we are super online here with a full board against whatever my opponent is trying to do. Arrogant Bartok is just good because it's just going to pump up the team. We can actually kind of... I mean, I feel like I should just play Bartok and Steelplate, at which point this is a 9/9. And what can we do with a 9/9? We're also going to have 3 things come into play, so I guess a 9/9 just positively battles this. Doesn't seem super impressive. I could just play Steelplate here, though, and then, like, Botanimate. Maybe that's a better play. Give one of my creatures 6 armor. If it's a warrior... Oh. Oh, baby. Yeah. I think I'll just Force Field. So this is now no longer surviving the Battle Droid, but everything else is going crazy. Oh, this is now going to go down. But it's a robot anyways, so I can't really save this. All I can do is Force Field to flip this from a trade into a positive battle. And this just seems really annoying, giving all of my cards +2/+2 each turn. And I don't care that this is dying because it's a Utera creature. So my Utera creatures are going to not get as big as my Aloyan creatures here anyways. Do have to remember my dinos. When I play my dinos, we get to make big things happen. And I also have the Forge here. I feel like I'm a little bit more interested in a Mega Gizmo than a Gizmo. But I also kind of like the idea of Oh, and then this is the level 2 force field, but I don't have any more. Oh, this is a warrior. Oh, that's interesting. So I could give this a whole bunch of stats. The Arrogant Bartok getting played second is not super impressive, but I think I will just make a Wisp to give my team a bunch of stats. And then am I just playing Force Field as my second play? There's also Botanimate. Have to decide if I want to, like, what I want to level here. It's probably not super important because I have, like, a huge amount of tempo on my opponent. But I'd really like to slam this home right now. And I think that's going to involve a Gizmo and an upgraded Justicar, just so I can really put on the pressure. And my second play of the turn might just be Bartok and then a Wisp on it. But I think for now, let's start with this. And I'm not going to use this right just this second. Okay, that is eyeing up to be a trade. And I don't exactly know what Slay does. I can't mouse over it or anything, but I'm assuming that the trade then helps my opponent. But making a Wisp is going to be enough to send that over the top. So it's not a huge deal. Should I just make a... Yeah, I think so. I think we just play Bartok. You know what? It's actually better to just make the Wisp first and then just not even use the other part of Bartok. Actually, if that's the case, is it better to just play the Force Field here? That's 10. Bartok's only a plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, no, Bartok's more. And I think spreading out the stats is better for me here too. But this is pretty incredible. Hit my opponent for 16, down to 20. And now I'm just gonna, like, replace the Wanderers with the Wisp, then play a Wisp, play another Wanderers, keep on replacing stuff in this same location with Biologist and Relentless Wanderers. This might have wound up being better as a Wisp than a Bartok, but that's fine. This will definitely go over the top. Yeah, we should be able to play the Wisp right here as well. So here's our replacing. And now for my second play, I'm just going to play Relentless Wanderer, replace it again. And... oh, the Bartok isn't getting pumped up by all of this. That's fine. I'm still presenting 3 lethal cards. So do I actually want to replace this a second time, I guess, is the question. I don't actually think I benefit that much. No, I have to activate here. It's awkward because now I'm not dealing my opponent 6, but I think pumping up these 3 cards to be insane threats here is worth it. Oh, I have... my opponent has the Forge. That was lethal. Okay, my bad. Wasn't paying enough attention there. I figured for sure my opponent gets another play this turn because I was so far ahead. But nope, was just that far ahead that it didn't matter. Luckily, did not cost myself lethal and was able to get it done there. And now we move on against Reclusa. And my spells are free, but at the end of each turn I have to destroy one of my creatures. No. No way, Jose. All of my creatures are scientists. It's not gonna help me, Jose. And then when you use your Forgeborn's ability, you may play up to 1 mage from your hand for free. Not super impressive. But a wandering ally is a wandering ally, and we will take these allies here onto Recluse. I do have 2 mages in my deck, I believe. So maybe we can make things line up well enough. And we're going to kick this game off with an Aloyan Foundry. I think it's fine in the side location here. And probably, like me, an Energy Surge, leveling up Hibernating Bear to kick things off. Interestingly, Hibernating Bear is... Oh, Summoning Council's a bunch of stats, too. I could use Summoning Council to just make some wisps that I'm then planning on overwriting later on. I think let's just do this for now. I think just leveling up Hibernating Bear, that's never going to be a bad play. Just giving me an opportunity to undo it there. And that's fine. So when a 1-star creature deals damage to this, web it. Yeah, don't really think there's much of a way around that. I think getting big creatures is definitely the way to play it. And one thing that I have been thinking about is Ambriel lines up really kind of terribly against the spider eggs. So I don't think that webbing something has any actual mechanics. Okay, well, I don't know. Because I don't know how long this is webbed for. Gains Defender... Yeah, sets attack to 0 and has no abilities until end of turn. But then I think it's going to jump back to where it was. I'm not totally sure. It might be gone forever. At which point, this is like a great card to throw in the trash. We can actually flip this Aloyan Foundry by playing 3... Utera creatures, which I do think looks worth it on this board. So I'm going to say none. And then I'm going to go Arrogant Bartok into Biologist plus Wisp, and I think that's pretty good for me here. This doesn't have Defender, right? No, it's open. It's popping off here. Good, good, good. This is a trade. This is a trade. And this is just a thing. So the fact that this attack is still set to 0 makes me feel like this is like a digital-only mechanic, and at the end of the turn, this is going to turn into what it's supposed to be. Trade, a positive battle, and then this turns up. No, it only has 2 attack. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. So I could play a mage. The Sypian augmentation is free when I have a mage. Deals 2 damage to all enemy creatures. However, that won't quite get me there. That will only deal 4 to this egg, at which point I then lose to it. I actually don't need to keep replacing things and flip this Aloyan Foundry. I could just keep this Aloyan Foundry as a 6/11, 6 armor. Though I could just play Voltaic Prophet here too. I feel like it's better to flip this because it's going to flip at some point, and if it's going to flip, then I'd rather flip it earlier rather than later. Otherwise, I like erase a bunch of the good work that I've done. So here's what I'm thinking. Lead with Voltaic Prophet, then play Metamind Overseer, so that way I have some flexibility. Yeah, I think this is the way to go. It means that I'm not flipping the Foundry this turn. Will I flip it next turn? this is right. Give this additional armor. Oh, this interestingly has 12 armor, but it doesn't activate it. So you have to give it the armor via a replace. Destroy a wounded enemy creature, and I did not have one. Oh, destroy a webbed enemy creature. Okay. This egg is pointless. I can play a gizmo. That's just straight up destroy the opposing creature. That's pretty good. And what does this thing do? Destroy an enemy minion if you do play a spider egg. So they just did not do that correctly. I've got the hibernating bear. I've got the steadfast Justicar. I also have summoning council. One of the first things that pops out to me is hibernating bear here. Will activate Ambriel. And I think I hang on to my gizmo. I think that's going to be the plan here. And I think I will just take the damage from Toxic Waste in this case. So let's lead with this. Okay. This is still going to be fine. But yeah, interestingly, Ambriel is much worse. And yeah, that ordering's awkward for me too. But yeah, ultimately, this is fine here. I guess I could have played the bear up against the spiderling and then had Justicar survive against this guy. But that puts a lot of damage on Justicar. I don't know. Justicar surviving at 5 isn't like he's surviving super strong either, but I will be able to give him more health down the line. Spiderling continues to be across from the Prophet, and now we have another Prophet plus Sypian Augmentation. I don't really need to level anything here, so I might just go for the Biologist for the full team pump. Of course, that'll be after the Prophet. This deals 3 damage to all enemy creatures, so not quite going to take out the Toxic Waste, but everything will have enough armor to be super strong here. So let's just play this. Let's say go. That's going to be a none from me, dog. This does look like a trade, though. Oh no, I'm also going to give it armor, so the Justicar will survive. Everything else will survive as well. Then I'll activate my Prophets. Getting a little bit of lag. Web an enemy creature. Make a spider. That's fine. This is what I cared the least about. And the armor is also definitely a nice plus. No spells in this hand, unfortunately. And I have to decide what else I am doing, if I'm just going Bartok plus Steel Plate to pump up the board. Actually, Bartok plus a dinosaur is slightly better. And then I might as well use my Forgeborn ability, huh? And just pump up the dinosaur. Let's throw this down. Oh, play up to 1 mage for free. I do not have that. Forgot about that. Forgot about playing a mage for free. We're just going to play Bartok here, pump the board, and then play a little dino, which will survive this spider interaction, so that's nice too. I think that we are pretty close to getting there. Are we going to be able to pump this enough? No, unfortunately the Justicar is going to go down, so that's a bit of a bummer. just barely. But this survives, and these are battling for 31. Again, I thought my opponent had another play, just because we were doing so good. Oh, and then we actually get another play. Yeah, we get to Witherfrost circle this spider egg and then play a random card for free from our discard pile, and it's a level 3 hibernating bear that pumps up my whole team. That seems pretty good. That seems pretty dang good, huh? Force Field, Might of the Herd are probably just the plays. Arrogant Bartok. I mean, Justicar is not enough bigger than this. What's a warrior? Do I have any warriors? No. I just have a god, a bear, and 2 mages. So there is some incentive to play Justicar just because it's a warrior. Suppressing Prophet might wind up being a pretty good play on the second half of the turn. So, like, do I just play Arrogant Bartok, which is a warrior and potentially sets up a cool play with Suppressing Prophet? Maybe? And then this is just play a Mega Gizmo, I believe. Yeah, that's not super impressive. If I play the Mega Gizmo, I do get to play Suppressing Prophet for free. But again, I'm not super sure how useful that is. I have to imagine I just win here, right? Let's just start with this. Okay, that is something I can suppress. Never mind. What the heck was that? What happened there? I don't know, but not a huge deal. That's wild. Was that because of the Witherfrost circle? No. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Not gonna stress about it. I'm just thinking if there's a way that makes sense to use my Forgeborn ability and get to play the Suppressing Prophet for free. But I don't really think that there is. I think I just do this, to be honest. I probably should have just played my mage for free because it was free, but literally does not matter. We get the win against Reclusa. Maybe one of the easier Reclusa fights there, with Ambriel being pretty decent for me, I would say. I maybe underestimated that the first time I saw it. But with that, we have our 3rd Reclusa clear. That's going to bring our deck up to level 10. I can give my Justicars +1 armor, my Assassins +2 health, or my Prophets +2 health. I do like me a Prophet. You're really hinging on the... I mean, in the past, I've just always gone for health over armor because the health is just more stats, so it's more likely to be relevant, and I think I'm going to keep that going. It's a pretty good Voltaic Prophet to be a 6-7 and then a 10-8. So I'm going to go for that. And then that makes my Suppressing Prophets shiny. And I think that's... I mean, I imagine level 10 is the most a deck can be. But maybe it can be level 20. And, like, each level makes... Every other level makes a card shiny or something. Because eventually I think you can make your entire deck shiny. The very least... Now we have completed Reclusa and unlocked another level. I don't know. I said this in last week's video. I don't know if at some point I'm going to start playing these offline a little bit, maybe. one of your cards becomes encased, making it unusable. It doesn't say when that happens. Does that mean like in your hand? You can't play one of your cards in your hand? I might have to consult the Discord, or if somebody wants to let me know in the comments, I won't consider that a spoiler to know what the heck webbed curses means. But either way, we're going to find out in the next video, probably, because I think I'm still having fun like learning some stuff and figuring some stuff out. So the next video will either be the start of the next run, or, oh, and it looks like I'm level 11, so you can get up to 20, then I would take it. Unless you can get up to level 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50. Can you take a deck up to level 50? Well, that's crazy if so. And the other thing that I wanted to point out, so this is my Forgeborn. The Aloyan half of the deck is the Forgeborn that I'm using. All of the enhancements and all of the prismatics have gone on the half deck of the Forgeborn I'm playing. So I assume then that means if you want to level up both halves of a deck, you've kind of got to go through it with 2 different campaign runs, which seems a little bit wacky, but I'm sure there are reasons for that. But I'm not sure what the next content is going to be, but either way, that is going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lux Given. Peace.